Gareth looking for Peter Nicholas. Walsh wants it early down the middle. Here is Leighton James. Side netting. Didn't really have much of an angle. And given the chance again, I think he might perhaps have pulled it back to Walsh. As he got away on the right side, it bounced kindly for him, but look at Walsh's position compared with James's. Lloyd has remained up on the near post. Mariner just behind him. Change of angle by playing it back to Cherry. And he's worked space for himself well. And there's Lloyd, and Davis had it, lost it, and Barnes, he had the thump, and Mariner got the last touch. Lloyd causing the problems on the near post, but it's Mariner's goal. Real thump through the crowd. Good work here by Trevor Cherry, because he got himself into space. It was a cross that Di Davis couldn't hold under pressure from Lloyd on the near post. Came out to Barnes, who walloped it, but it was finally, I think, off Paul Mariner. Here's Brian Flynn. Only Walsh left side of him. And now Walsh moving left of the penalty spot, being watched by Phil Thompson, but here is Walsh, and put in by Mickey Thomas. Well, they were watching Walsh, but they didn't mark him. And Mickey Thomas equalises 3 minutes after England went ahead. Move again on the right. It was James's cross. It looked as though they'd covered Walsh, but it came off him and then off Thompson and set up a very easy chance, although the ball was coming up high for Mickey Thomas. James, Flynn. James making the run out to the right. Giles in the middle. So is Edwards. And Walsh, and Walsh puts it in. Ian Walsh again moving away from the cover. What a really good goal. Coming on the half hour, again Leighton James, much involved. And Walsh taking the applause of the crowd, but Leighton James deserving a great deal of it. Got to the byline, away from Lloyd's tackle, and Walsh was really unmarked. Two players around him, but neither in a position to jump with him. And the Joneses arriving on the scene from the back. And finally the shot was by Nicholas. And Ray Clements couldn't have had a very clear view of that, but got his body behind it. And it was his body that stopped it initially. Barnes this time going at them. Brooking. And here's Hoddle. 4 England players in the box. And Hoddle setting himself. But it's side netting. Just a few people in the crowd wondered for a moment. As Hoddle came to his left, naturally two-footed. The sway created the space, but his shot was wide of the keeper and just into the side netting. Hoddle. We've had an hour of the match, and the Welsh lead by 2-1. And here is Leighton James on the break. Walsh up with him. Giles arriving square, and James gets the shot, a good save, and it's going in! And the Welsh take a 3-1 lead after a spell in which England seemed to be getting on top. And credit again to Leighton James, who really shouldn't have been allowed to get in a shot, but did. And in the bundle, the ball going over the line to give the Welsh a 3-1 lead. James taking on Lloyd, who really gave him a lot of space there for the shot. Off Clements, and in the battle at the near post, I think it may well have come off Larry Lloyd. There's a greater sharpness in midfield, and England have gone back to the form of the latter part of the first half. Good decision by the referee to allow play to continue. This is Giles, and he's going an own goal by Phil Thompson. Own goal by Phil Thompson, there's no doubt about that. And Ray Clements looks up at his skipper. And 4 goals have been put past him. 67 minutes. As the referee tried to get himself out of the way. Here's Hoddle. Oh! Supremely well struck, but the wrong side of the post. From the referee's viewpoint. This is to be the last clearance. Giles and Sansom. Nicholas. And the crowd rise as Mike England rises. And what for him will be an afternoon he'll never forget. His start to being manager of Wales. Congratulated by the England players, the England manager and his assistants. And Wales have inflicted upon England their greatest margin of defeat since May the 30th, 1964, when England were beaten 5-1 by Brazil in Rio. Really all credit to Wales for a fine performance. They scored their 3rd goal in a period when England seemed to be coming back into control. And from that moment onwards, a memorable victory was theirs.